Now we're going to do a driver's and passenger area pre-trip inspection. On our approach, we're checking to see that our bus is properly labeled, 77 13-inch seats, and our US DOT numbers are labeled. From here, we're checking our service door. We're checking both side seals as well as the window seals, all 4 window seals. We're checking the window panes, they're intact. There's no damages and no fogginess on the windows. And it moves freely in the emergency position. Now we're checking our stepwell seals, our tread. No tread is lifting. Our stepwell heater is not blocking or any obstructions. Our stepwell light is intact, secured, and no fogginess, no broken lenses. From here, we're checking our handrails. Our handrails are intact and secured, as well as our watch your step label is properly labeled. From here, we're checking our fire extinguisher. It's mounted to the floor and clipped in. The pin is intact. The arrow is in green. It's fully charged, and it's inspected once a year by an outside source. From here, we're checking our 3 road triangles. It's intact, bolted to the floor. Our first aid kit, intact, is full, bolted to the floor. Our body fluid cleanup kit, intact, would be full, secured to the floor. From here we have our seatbelt cutter, intact and secure, as well as our DVIR book and our registration inspection and our spare fuses. From here we're checking our emergency release switches on our service door. It's properly labeled, as well as our one up top, properly labeled with our emergency switch, as well as the push out to open, and it properly functions. As well as up top we have our head bumper guard as well. From here we're checking all of our driver's windows. There's no broken glass, no fogginess, and we have our 1-year DOT and our 6-month registration. From here we're checking our rear view passenger mirror. It's intact, not foggy, not broken. Our defroster fan is intact and secured. Our other defroster fan is intact and secured. And our sun visor is intact, secured, no broken glass. From here we are going to check the driver's seat belts. There's no fraying. The seat belt is bolted to the bus as well as to the floor. Our driver's seat is intact, bolted to the floor, and secured. Now I'm going to sit down, put on the seat belt, and we're going to check our switches. We have our key to the on position, and we're going to start with the front heater, low high, our rear heater, low high, our mid heater, low high, our driver's dome,
Thank you, and it's 3631 that you're taking.
our passenger domes,
3631, thank you.
our interior PA speaker,
Testing 1, 2, 3.
our exterior speaker, testing 1, 2, 3, our heater pump, our heated mirrors. Eventually our mirrors would be warm to the touch. Defroster fan, low high. Other defroster fan, low high. Our amber master switch. We can see our amber lights are flashing in mirrors 3 and 4. Now we're testing our red warning lights that we can see in mirrors 3 and 4. Our stop arm deploys. Our stop arm lights are flashing. Our crossing arm deployed. We saw that in mirrors 3 and 4. We have our our passenger door loading light, as well as our stepwell light comes on and functions. From here we're checking our headlights. We see our headlights come on in mirrors 3 and 4. Our gauges illuminate with our headlights. Now we're checking our high beams. We're checking the indicator on the dash for the high beams, as well as the high beams come on in mirrors 3 and 4. Now we're checking our left turn signal, flashes in mirrors 3, and our turn signal flasher is flashing on the dashboard. Checking our right turn signal, flashes in mirror 4, as well as the turn signal indicator on the dash. Checking our hazards, both our hazards flash in 3 and 4, and our indicator lights are flashing. From here we would check our gauges. The bus has been running, so it's in proper reading. Of our water temp is at approximately 175 degrees. Right now we're at about 180, 190 degrees. Our oil temp when running would be between 35 and 75 psi. Our fuel rating, we're at full right now, it's an accurate reading. Our DEF, it's full and then accurate reading. Our primary and secondary air tanks at a fully charged system is 125 psi. We're at about 110 psi right now. Our RPMs show our engine idle speed, as well as our speedometer shows our vehicle speed. From here we're testing the windshield wipers as well as the windshield wiper fluid. From here we're testing the service horn. We're checking the pedals, and we're checking that all our gears move with the transmission. We're checking our dashboard defroster, and we're make sure the defroster fans work. Floor defrost, floor panel. We tested the PA. We know that our two-way radio works. Spring brake is engaged. From here, I will now check the passenger area. As I go down the bus, I'm checking every seat. I'd be lifting up on the seat bottoms, making sure they're secured. I'm checking the seat backs, they're intact. Proper foam padding, there's no damage, no cuts, no holes, no vandalism. As I go down, I'm keeping my head down, checking for any sleeping children. And I'm lifting up on all seat bottoms. While we're in the back, we're checking our rear emergency door. Our red light is on. We have proper labels intact. Our head bumper is secured intact. And we're checking our emergency door latch as well as the latch cover. And we're also checking to make sure the alarm buzzer comes on. And we're checking to make sure in the open position, the latch is open. As I come back, I'm looking at the floor. I'm making sure there's no uplifting or any broken floor panels. As well as I'm checking the seat backs for any vandalism, checking the foam, and I will now check all emergency exits. Our emergency exits are properly labeled. Lift handle, push out to open. It alarms, and it functions. Our emergency exit roof hatch, it's properly labeled. It alarms and it functions. Emergency exit window, properly labeled. It alarms and it functions. Emergency exit window, properly labeled. Alarms and functions. Emergency exit labels, alarms, and functions. That completes your driver's and passenger area. Oh, our last roof hatch. Properly labeled, alarms in functions. Now that completes our passenger and our driver's area.